Now that we've finished the external scanning, we will move to the internal part of the environmental scanning. The goal of internal scanning is to analyze the organization itself and try to find strengths and weaknesses that will determine whether the company will be able to take advantage of the opportunities and avoid the threats identified in the previous steps. This is called organizational analysis and is based on identifying and developing the company's core competencies and resources. Let's first go through a few definitions. Resources are companies' different assets, and they include tangible assets such as plant and equipment, human assets, and intangible assets such as technologies, patents, and a strong brand equity. Capabilities are the company's ability to exploit its resources. Examples of capabilities include marketing capabilities, manufacturing capabilities, and human resource management capabilities. A competency is a cross-functional integration of capabilities. For example, a competency for a retail company could be its ability to build good product assortments. Such competency is a result of the integration and coordination of the marketing capabilities with the buying and merchandising capabilities. A core competency is a collection of competencies that is widespread across the organization and the company is being very well at. So creating a good product assortment could be a core competency if it's done well across all product categories, so the company gets known for being very good at this. When core competencies are superior to the competition, they are called distinctive competencies. Using the VRIO framework for analysis, a company's core competencies could be evaluated by answering the following questions. Does this core competency provide customer value and competitive advantage? Do no other companies possess it? Is it costly to imitate? Is the company organized to exploit the resource? If the answer for all the questions are yes for a certain competency, then it's considered to be a strength, a distinctive competency that should give the company a competitive advantage. Just because a company can use its resources, capabilities, and competencies to build a competitive advantage does not mean such advantage is sustainable. Two things determine the sustainability of a competitive advantage: durability, whether it can last for a long time or become obsolete quickly through new technology or trend; imitability, whether others can imitate it easily, for example, if it's based on an idea that can be replicated easily. A core competency can easily be replicated if it's transparent, transferable, and replicable. In other words, if it's easy for competitors to identify how the company uses its resources and capabilities to create its competitive advantage, and those resources and capabilities are easy to obtain and replicate, then soon they can replicate the same and it will no longer be a competitive advantage. A value chain is a set of value-creating activities that begin with raw materials and move into value-added activities that involve producing and marketing a product, and end with distributors and retailers getting the final product to the final consumer. For example, in retail, the typical value chain will look like this: raw materials, manufacturing, wholesalers or distributors, and finally, retailers. The purpose of conducting a value chain analysis is to see where the company stands in the value chain, and this could reveal opportunities to move up or down the value chain through forward integration or backward integration. Companies also have their internal value chains. These are activities done at the company that together deliver the final profit of the company. They are usually divided into primary activities, and these are the core functions of the business, and support activities, and these are the support functions. For example, the value chain of a retail business could look like this. The core functions include buying, merchandising, warehouse operations, and retail operations. The support functions will be the firm infrastructure, human resources, IT, and marketing. Analyzing the internal value chain of the company can lead to identifying the company's strengths and weaknesses, and areas where there could be potential synergies achieved by coordinating the different functions in a better way. Such synergies could lead to creating a competitive advantage. For example, a retail company that uses its marketing capabilities in the buying process by connecting the marketing function with the buying function and design or source products based on marketing research and target market analysis could be able to produce superior product assortments, and this could be its competitive advantage in the market. There are three basic organizational structures. Simple structure. This structure is used in small companies or stage 1 companies, where there are no functions or categories. Usually the owner of the company is the manager, and generalist employees report directly to him. Functional structure. This is suitable for medium-sized companies or stage 2 companies. Employees are specialized in their respective function, for example, merchandising, buying, operations, marketing, and so on. Divisional structure. This is used for large organizations with many divisions or stage 3 company. There are some modifications to the divisional structure. For example, strategic business unit structure will divide every division into a business unit. For example, big retail corporations that operate multiple brands would have a business unit for each brand, and in many cases, a CEO for each business unit. Also, the conglomerate structure is a modification of the divisional structure, and this is used by large corporations that operate in different unrelated industries. Analyzing the company's structure could lead to structure changes later on to support the new strategy of the company. Corporate culture is a set of beliefs and values shared in the organization, and they generally reflect the values of the founder and the mission of the company. Corporate culture fulfills many objectives for the company, such as it gives a sense of identity to employees, it drives employee commitment, it enforces the stability of the organization, and it can be used as a reference or guide for appropriate behavior within the organization. It also plays an important role during a strategic change for the company because it will affect how employees will accept and go with the new directions. For example, we mentioned before that getting some functions to coordinate their work could lead to creating a competitive advantage. But if the existing corporate culture is based on unit autonomy, the different units might resist coordinating their work together, and it's going to be a tough mission to put them through the strategic change. It could also be a very important factor in mergers and acquisitions, where two companies with two distinct cultures are to be brought under one roof. The final step in the internal analysis is to scan the different functions of the organization and look for strengths and weaknesses. This includes checking the marketing strategy, marketing channels, branding, positioning, and marketing mix of the company. Checking the financial position of the company, its profit margins, its financial leverage, and cash flow. Checking the IT capabilities of the company and whether or not they are up to date with the industry standards or they represent a weakness for the company. Checking the KPIs for the human resource department and how they are responding to changes and new trends in the labor market. Checking the KPIs for the buying and merchandising functions such as sell-through rates, stock aging, GM ROIs, and inventory turns. Checking the KPIs for sales and operations in the stores and warehouse, and if there are weaknesses in productivity or utilizations that can be addressed. After analyzing the internal factors within the company, we summarize the findings through the internal factor analysis summary. As we said, we are looking here for strengths and weaknesses within the organization. And as we've done with external factors, we are also going to give each factor a weight and a rating from 1 to 5. Then the company gets a final weighted score. The total weighted score should also reflect the company's performance in the market, and an average score is always 3. It should be noted here that the weight should always add to 1. Now that we've conducted a thorough external and internal analysis for the company, we are going to use the findings in formulating new strategies.